Welcome to Heek Sunt Dragon, here be dragons. So, I'm going to be testing out a new setup and some new settings for my recording and possible streams, so I felt like doing something fun. Ever since Elon took a giant crap all over Twitter, our friends, the Flat Earthers, have been getting their accounts unbanned and they've started becoming more active again. So, let's take a look at what they're trying to push nowadays. Though, I bet it's still going to be the same old stuff. Either way, it'll be a laugh. First, I'm looking for a few ideas. I want to do some Q&A videos. So if you have any science questions that you've always wondered about, or you're just curious about how a random piece of tech works, big or small, then send it to me. You can write it in the comments, email it to me at the email in my About section, or send me an instant message on my Discord, which will be in the description. Be sure to let me know if you want it to be confident or not. And if not, you can send me a picture to throw up on the screen while answering your question. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to find something at random. Not saying anything bad or good, just random. All right, let's check out hashtag Flat Earth. I am just going to look at the pictures, and I'm going to skip most of the videos as they're just too long to do a video on. Though, if you do see any that you'd like me to go over, just let me know. And here we go. Hashtag Flat Earth. The sun is not millions of miles away. It is small and local and circles above our flat, motionless plane. Oh dear. Now this is a video, but let's see what they are saying here. Because we're inside the firmament. Okay, it's the sun. We've seen the sun. Those are not clouds, those are hot spots. Or they might be actual atmospheric clouds from the Earth. There's some more hot spots. Why do we not see any solar flares? Flares don't happen all the time. If they did happen all the time, we'd be having a lot of trouble. We'd be having a lot of problems right now. So the fact that you can't see solar flares happening in a 60-second period is proof that we live inside the firmament. Explain that one. That's idiotic. All right. Let's see. This is about the 360-degree ice wall that surrounds the flat Earth. There's no ice wall. I've been to Antarctica. I took a trip in 2002, I believe. I volunteered on an icebreaker for a scientific expedition as a cook, because I'm a pretty good cook. I've actually got a bachelor's of applied science and culinary arts, even though I don't work as a chef or anything, but it was good enough for me to go and do this trip with, and it was awesome. It was amazing. There was no ice wall. We went to McMurdo and then a few other places. Got to go to the South Pole by helicopter and stuff. Got to take the boats around and stuff, little speedboats. Got to jump into the Arctic Ocean. That was cold. Oh my God, that was freezing. It's strange. It's like burning hot, but yet it's not. But yeah, there's no ice wall. But if you ever get a chance to go, do it. Even like a volunteer trip, which are all over the place. You just have to look for them. You can volunteer on all kinds of expeditions. They are hellish, especially if you're going to go with the expedition, not stay on the icebreaker or the boat, for the summer. But do it. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Anyways, let's move on here. Firmament proof. This again. So since it looks all watery, wavy, then there must be a firmament and there must be water above us. I've never figured that out. I guess it's a Christian thing. How anyone could think that we're encased in an ocean of water. That there is not real. That one right there, that's not real. They're flexing that or something. But that's real. That's too much. That's way too much distortion. But anyways, get this. Air, atmosphere, is a fluid, just like the ocean. And it moves like a fluid, just like the ocean. And it distorts water, just like the ocean. So it looks like water. There's a bunch of ways to fix it now. That's why you see lasers on the big telescopes. They'll shoot the laser beam. What they do is they actually shoot the laser beam up to a point, and then they focus on that, and then they can correct what's needed to correct for the distortion. But that's just the atmosphere. There's nothing we can really do for it. But that's not water. That's just a fluid called the atmosphere. All right, let's move on here. More and more people are awakening to the truth. Everyone who truly researches flat Earth becomes a flat earther. No, that's very much not true, because there's a whole bunch of us here just laughing at them. Nile River, no, we don't have time for that. But basically, the guy makes a plastic cast of like the Nile River here, and he like shows that he can't stick it. Yeah, he can't stick it onto the globe. So therefore, the Earth must be flat. Because obviously a river could never possibly conform to the Earth. It must be flat. Let's see here. Sun's not millions of miles away. We already saw that one. Diamagnetics. I don't get them in magnetics. I mean, I do, because they refuse to believe gravity, because gravity just breaks the entire flat Earth thing. It disproves it completely. So they have to come up with something to describe or explain everything else. And they just keep going to magnetics, which is funny because they can't do most of the stuff that they're claiming. And if it was magnetics, it would be, again, in lots of trouble. There'd be giant EMPs all over the place. These guys just don't understand stuff. See, this is what happens when you don't pay attention in school. And then once you get out of school and you realize that you don't know what you're talking about, but everyone else does, this is what you become. So anyone that's still in school right now watching this, pay attention. Because if you don't, you're going to end up a flat earther. Because you're going to feel stupid, and you're going to latch on to something that makes you feel like you're smart, like being a flat earther. Even though everyone thinks you're dumb, for some reason they feel like they're smarter because they know something everyone doesn't. So stay in school. Another effective experiment that proves the Earth is flat. Don't have time for that one. Took a compass and drew a... No, this is... stay away from the Christian stuff. Bigger than we think. Okay. The Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour as it revolves around the Sun at 66,000 miles an hour, while the Sun shoots through space at 450,000 miles an hour. Why haven't the constellations changed in thousands of years? They have. They've changed quite a bit. They're still there. But here's the thing. The Earth and the Sun isn't just shooting through, okay? All this stuff, it's all moving together, okay? But not just this stuff. All these little stars, everything in space, it's all moving together. It's not like everything's sitting still and we are just zipping through everything. Then it would look like, when you're on the bridge of the Enterprise. But no, everything's moving together. Some stuff is getting closer to other stuff, but more or less everything's just moving together. That's why things stay the same. Flat earthers. Caught pasting their world on the black. I've looked at this. I don't. Again, it's a video. We'll take a look at this later on another day, I guess. There are so many flat Earth proofs. I've not seen a single one. Not one. Where's the edge? There is no edge. Again, the same thing. All right, so if this is what it looks like, but if everything's spinning through space, and the stars should look like this, but they don't, because everything's spinning together. How to brainwash humanity? No, how to brainwash an idiot. Show him a flat Earth video. In space, where actor nuts. We train in a vacuum chamber, not in swimming pools with scuba divers. Really. So, when they're up in space, they're in a vacuum the whole time? No, they're normally pressurized. And even when they aren't pressurized, they're in a spacesuit. How is that different from being here on Earth? It isn't. Other than the spacesuit will be ballooned up a little bit more, but if you fill it up with air and jump into a pool, you're going to have the same effect. Now, what does space have? Microgravity. Now, what happens if you put on a spacesuit and jump into a pool and you're weighted properly? So you've got, so that you float. Well, you're simulating microgravity pretty well. I assume that people working in microgravity would want to simulate microgravity a lot more than they would want to simulate a vacuum. Again, flat earthers. Yeah. This one, I've seen this before. What they're saying is this telescope image on in It's a Wonderful Life. It's a telescope image from 1947. Still looks the same as what James Webb has seen. But it doesn't. Where was it at? Yeah, why does the volume keep turning on here? It doesn't. Right? There. There's a big difference. Very big difference. Now, with James Webb, we aren't only using it to look for new things. I mean, we are, but we're looking at old things to find new things. See, James Webb can see things in infrared, which allows it to see through dust and stuff, which means in these, little habitats for little stars and stuff, we can actually see the stars forming with Webb, where in pictures like this, we can't. The dust is covering everything. So that's what Webb is letting us do, and that's why we're looking at this stuff. There's a lot more for us to see there. Just because it looks like a blob of light doesn't mean that's what it is. That's a baby galaxy forming. So flat earthers, again, fascinating flat earth map. I don't see anything fascinating about it either. They're all Noel glasses. Hey, how indoctrination works. It's still all the same old stuff. I don't see anything new. So, Artemis went to the moon. It did not go to orbit. It went to the moon. Straight to the moon. Hence, its path is going to be a little different. It's not heading up to try and get, enough velocity to stay in orbit going around the planet. It's going straight to the moon. I don't know why they can't understand that, but they can't. Well, they are crazy. This is hilarious. What was this? Demonstration of sun and moon in the flat earth. I'm going to talk about this for a bit, but first, let's see what he's doing here. I see. He's got a plate with, I think it's foil over it. And he's got a battery that he's sticking magnets onto. Or it's a magnet with two batteries on the end. I'm pretty sure those are magnets. He's basically made a little mini electric motor. So I guess since an electric motor will spin around on a circle like this, then the sun and the moon must do the same thing. How you come to that conclusion, I don't know. But that entire method is so flawed. Do they have a I like that. Let's find a model of the flat Earth. They have to have one that shows. Oh, here we go. So this is their model. As the sun moves, the light is here, but it doesn't cast over here. Which that's not how light works. And it is what they're basing everything on. If this was how it was, the light would be here. It would cover everything, except the stuff down here on the other side would have really long shadows on it, kind of like at sunset, because the light's all hitting it from one direction. But that's it. Light doesn't just stop when there's nothing to block it. And even the atmosphere isn't enough to stop all the light of a sun. The sun is powerful. We can set things on fire with it. You aren't going to stop it. The thing's entirely broken. And then this flat thing. So if I walk over to the ocean, it's about 10 minutes away, I should be able to stand there and get out a telescope or the P1000 camera and stand somewhere, and I should be able to see Hawaii, Australia, Russia, you know, even the ice wall. But I can't. And people in New York, they can't get out a telescope and see England and Europe and stuff. Why? It's flat. There should be nothing stopping it. Explain that one, Mr. Flat Earther. You can't. Ah, boy. And where's the curve? Because on a flat Earth, you know what? Yeah, let's look at this. So this is supposedly the flat Earth. What's this here? That there is a curve. So now when you're actually on it looking out, there will be a slight curve there. All right, even when you're up higher, there's going to be a curve. Even with a flat Earth, there's a curve. So we got to ask the flat Earther, where's the curve? Measurements? Is that another video, or this isn't anything really? Well, I think we're about done. This isn't what they're talking about. They're talking about the differences on your map between this stuff. See, where is it at here? This here. They're talking about differences between here. Look how much distance there is. I mean, that's like all these continents put together. Look at there. And they're saying this is how much distance there is. But they're saying, no, that's not right. Because look, we measured it. We're talking about the difference in between the continents. Oh my God. It's hard to tell if they're really this stupid or if they're just coming up with anything they can to try to sound correct. You're not here. No, you're not. We're actually more like here. We're in one of the very outer arms. A lot further out than that. That's way too far. And we're way out here. That's why we can actually see it from here. You can look up and you can see the Milky Way because we're out. And we might even be out here, one of these outer arms, but we're far out. We're not there. So that's true. But it's not fake. I'll be in the inner circle. Ooh, the ice wall. There's no ice wall. I've been there. No ice wall. Happy Black Hole Friday. It's not actually what a black hole looks like because we can't see one, but you know. Oh, Tartarian crap. They're getting crazier by the day. Anyways, I think that's about it for now. Had some fun, but there's really nothing else going on. Still the same old stuff. But if you would like to see anything, you know, put it in the comments and we will check it out. And hopefully you can find some more flat earthers to laugh at. Anyways, again, send me your questions and have a great day.